Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic Blast podcast. We are on episode number 7. We're almost
technically
2
8.
months. Is it 8? Oh, because of Marvel.
Because the last week we did 2 episodes.
So we put out basically 2 weeks worth of episodes last week.
Yes.
And it was awesome. We got a lot of good feedback from what I've heard from some of my friends and people who've listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys so much for listening. Also, we're actually kind of like around that area of getting 100 listeners per episode, which I think is amazing.
That's awesome.
Not on one platform specifically, but across like all of the platforms, or around 100 on each thing. I think it's awesome, and I just can't thank everybody enough for listening.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Exactly. Yeah, so to kind of celebrate that, we're going to go ahead and announce the winner of our giveaway that we've been doing. The contest has been going on for roughly 2 weeks, and in celebration of Into the Spider-Verse coming out in 2 days, or I guess it'll be tomorrow. Because
when you guys are listening to this,
it'll be tomorrow.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and announce the winner. We did it through a website that we're pretty familiar with, and it randomly selects a winner. We had a total of 47 people enter.
Nice.
Which is really cool. But the winner of this contest is, and maybe we should like insert some sort of drum roll sound effect. I was actually gonna drop it in, but yours worked so well that we're just gonna keep that. The winner is Movie Files. You entered through your Twitter account, so we have your @.
Congratulations!
Yes.
You got Spider-Verse on Blu-ray
for
if you
free.
accepted.
Yeah. So either you get in contact with us, or we'll try to get in contact with you as soon as we can, and we'll get your shipping information so we can mail that out to you. I'm pretty excited about Spider-Verse coming out.
I'm so ready.
We're both going to go get it.
I was telling Keenan before this because, as always, before we record this episode, we talk for at least 30 to 40 minutes of just random stuff.
Sometimes more.
We've talked for I think literally an hour and a half before the podcast, and we were like, oh my god, we need to actually start recording. Anyways, I was watching the first 10 minutes of Spider-Verse, the opening with Peter Parker going like, I'm the one and only Spider-Man, and you're looking at him, and I was watching that, and I'm like, freaking love this movie so much. I know that whole intro thing defeats, it's not the main point. It contradicts the main point of the movie, which is everyone can be Spider-Man. Sure. But I just loved Chris Pine's take on Spider-Man. That opening, the score, the cinematography,
the score is perfect.
It's so good.
It's got that nice hip hop.
Yeah,
the whole score actually has a little bit of hip hop.
Because I've listened to the official soundtrack, the music they actually made, like Sunflower and all that, a ton.
So good.
But I actually haven't listened to the actual score of the movie, and I was like, wow, I was sleeping on the score.
If you're listening to this and you own Spider-Man on PS4, open up your Spotify app and open up the Into the Spider-Verse score, not the soundtrack. And just start swinging around. It's the most exhilarating thing that you can do.
Literally, you can do that with any Spider-Man, any of the Spider-Man movies. Sam Raimi, the Amazing Spider-Man,
the Sam Raimi one, dude, it will give you goosebumps if you're swinging.
Really?
Put on the Sam Raimi suit. I'm telling you, put on the Sam Raimi suit in Spider-Man PS4 and listen to that soundtrack. The very opening, just the intro music, or whatever. Yeah. Oh my god, dude,
so good.
It's
dude.
amazing.
I still get chills even just watching it. Just I literally get goosebumps. It's
the longest intro in the history of intros for movies.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so Sam Raimi. All of his intros are like that for all of his films. But anyways, congrats to Movie Files. Thank you guys so much for listening and getting us to roughly 100 listeners per episode.
Yeah.
And we'll probably end up doing some more giveaways.
Oh, for sure.
We'll
definitely
maybe around Endgame time.
Yeah, hopefully so. Maybe something around when Endgame comes out, or I'm sure we'll even do an Endgame giveaway at some point or whatever.
When it comes out.
When it comes out on Blu-ray, for sure. we'll get into it.
We're really hyped for Endgame.
You'll hear.
So we're gonna get through all the news because this was a huge week for news.
So big,
and
so much
it happens. You know what happens is
it's like a cycle.
Every week, like right after we release the episode on Monday, I'm like, holy crap! Now we got to think of what to do for next week's episode.
Yeah,
and then these things just hit us like by surprise.
I think you have more anxiety about it than I do, just because
really,
just because of like you do a lot of the editing and things like that. But like I'm never worried because I'm always like, there's always going to be something to talk about, and even if there isn't, I have like ideas running wild.
Yeah, you have ideas and I don't. Like my brain is pretty much.
I think I'm like
throughout the week.
I think you're more the technical side of things, and I'm the
probably
the creative side of things.
Definitely.
So. But yeah, let's get to the first news piece. I'll go ahead and introduce it.
Sure.
So it's this is most people on most people's radar, but on March 20th, which will be 3 days or 2 days after this comes out. What
math is hard? I don't know. 2 days.
Yes, 2 days. The Disney Fox deal will officially be completed.
That's insane.
Yeah, I actually like. I hope they do something to like. At least Marvel does, or something to commemorate and like actually
what
like
Fox
make it
did.
Exactly, to be like, that'd be really cool to be like, like thank you guys, like you guys have made this, and hopefully maybe they'll say something like when we get to the X-Men, like we'll hopefully do it justice with what you guys set up, because I mean the X-Men universe was they did the universe before they were the first like before the MCU did
exactly,
and I mean. So I don't think the MCU would exist without what the X-Men Fox universe did initially.
Even though it wasn't perfect, it kind of gave them the
inspiration. I mean, Kevin Feige worked on those movies and things like that, so it's definitely a milestone for.
It's so
Marvel
cool
movies.
though, because he did work on those films, and now he's actually gonna have those like. Creatively, he can do whatever he wants with those characters.
That's what I can't wait about, and that's what I'm just saying. Like, I hope they actually put a statement to be like, we've officially acquired Fox, and maybe Marvel will say something like, we have got the rights to the X-Men. Like, expect within like eventually we're going to use it because I like it's weird. Like, I remember when this deal like they said it was happening.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's so awesome, but it didn't feel real because like nothing official really said it. It was all of like more of reports.
Even until this 20th date came up, which was a couple days ago that they announced that it was going to close on the 20th.
Do you feel like it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, it was like at any moment I felt like this could easily
fall through.
Yeah, something could happen.
Yeah.
There was a whole time where it was like it went through. And then Comcast was trying to outbid.
Yes, that gave me so much anxiety. Yeah. I'm like, go away, Comcast, shoot.
And then eventually Disney just gave them all the money in the world.
Yeah,
because they just basically Disney outbid them.
Yeah,
to the end.
Crazy. That's what I hope there's like something to be like to let me know. Hey, this is real, because it's like I know it's real, but at the same time,
you need somebody from Disney, or even though they've spoke about it, and even Kevin Feige.
Yeah, they've said stuff about it. It's almost like it's like this weird thing in my mind where it's like
it's not going to be real. It's almost like the Spider-Man thing. It was like it almost wasn't real until that first trailer came out for Civil War, and you're like, holy crap! Yeah, he's actually in the MCU. It was
like it was weird. It was like that for me until they saw that they cast Tom Holland. That was the moment for me. I was like, oh, okay, Tom Holland is cast. They've actually got an actor. This is real. But like I knew it was real because like the Spider-Man Twitter account had tweeted something. Yeah. And all this stuff. So I was like, okay, they're Marvel,
but it didn't. I agree with you on that, and it's just like it didn't really hit me. Like I didn't get that feeling until I saw that first trailer for Civil War, or it was like the second trailer they put out when they finally Spider-Man comes swinging through.
Oh my god!
And that was the moment where I was like, "Oh my god! Like this is actually happening." And it probably won't be that way until like there's an actual, maybe this year at D23, maybe they'll announce some future films.
I'd love for them to do that. I think it'd be great if they announced the future of the MCU, but like the very last two movies were something Fox like related. Yeah, like we've said before, I think we both agree that Fantastic Four should be done first. Exactly. So hopefully maybe at D23. I'm sure they've already been planning stuff, So I feel like a Fantastic Four movie is already in the pipeline.
It has to be.
It's the easier option to go through.
Yep.
And also because a really, really good Fantastic Four movie has not been done properly. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, Kevin Feige and all the people at Marvel are going to nail Fantastic Four. Because it's one of those it's that group of team that team of superheroes that like it just feels like it'd fit right in with the MCU.
That's the thing is like the X-Men. You're like, how are they gonna make this work? You know, because when you're bringing mutants into it, it's just like there's a lot of mutants.
It's weird, and I almost feel like they're gonna have to either retcon some stuff or they're gonna have to do some universal manipulation, almost like something to do with the stones or something to actually like alter the universe and like make it change drastically.
Sure.
Almost like Crisis on Infinite Earths for the DC universe, where it's like it brought in all of these like different universes into one.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it's not something as weird as like the X-Men universe where they did like the time thing. Like I don't because I remember when that happened, that made me, it felt like very unnatural to me. I was like, this just feels like the executives were like, we have to fix this, and like that was the easiest way. I hope. Part of me, like, I want to say I'm faithful that they are going to do something amazing and it's going to blow our minds, but at the same time, like, I still have that little bit of fear that I'm like, they can maybe mess up the way to introduce the X-Men. But either way,
I hope not.
I hope not either. That's the thing.
They have a good track record of figuring these things out.
Yeah. I think Kevin Feige and everyone there has been thinking about. Probably
Before
since the dawn of the
even
MCU. They're always like, it's not like it's illegal for them to just think about it.
They found a way to get like, okay, so the Spider-Man thing didn't happen until 2015.
2015.
And Captain America released in 2016.
The next year.
They found a way to make that work.
They were shooting Civil War. I think when that deal. No, not. It was right before that deal.
Yeah.
So and I was like. And they did that so
still
fast.
Found a way to...
Granted, it's a lot easier to do it with one character than it is with an entire plethora of like this. It's almost the X-Men.
And it was a very minor thing.
It was like
maybe 20 minutes,
Spider-Man
15,
can go
20
help
minutes
out.
of screen time.
Whereas like the X-Men is a big ordeal, but still, I am hopeful and excited for.
I'm really excited, and it's just a couple days away, and it's going to be official, which is just mind blowing because before the rumors ever came, there was always like, or before the talks started, there was always rumors or like hopefulness from a lot of fans that this would actually happen. And it's been over a year, I think, is when the first...
I believe it was...
Was it 2017?
It was 2017 when they announced the deal.
So it's been over a year.
I remember it was before... I think it was before The Last Jedi.
It was before Ragnarok.
It was. That's right. I remember it was when we went to go see some movie. Yeah, that's true. So this deal has been going on for a while. That does not feel that long ago.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
That's crazy. Then again, I mean, like, we'll get into it in a bit, but like Infinity War was like almost a year ago, and like it still feels like it just came out like a few weeks ago. It
does.
Like
even when I rewatch it, it's still kind of fresh.
It's so fresh. Like I've seen it. We'll get into it. We'll get into it in a bit.
Well, we can actually go there now because
that's true. So unless you've been living under a rock. There's a new Avengers Endgame trailer that came out, and boy...
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And what are your thoughts on this trailer, Keenan? I could go on forever.
My thoughts... Okay, so obviously I really loved the trailer. I think I actually liked the first trailer more, just because I did like the tone that it kind of like set up. It was very like... sad. Not the Super Bowl one that came up, but the early
the very first one.
Yeah, I really like the score in that one. If you actually go on YouTube and listen to the score that was used for that trailer, it's amazing.
I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
I love the way that one is set up. It's a little bit more sad. This one, obviously, we're kind of like taking a trip back because they're not really trying to reveal too much footage. It looks like they spent about the first minute of the trailer just showing off,
which I loved.
Clips.
I loved the flashbacks. It seemed like such a
even
smart
the
thing.
the color grading or
I loved
the black and white.
The black and white with the red highlights. They did that in the Super Bowl spot when they flashed through all of the characters who had died.
There's something to that.
There has to be. There's been people say this like, oh, it's like that's the color of the Reality Stone, and I'm like,
nah.
I mean, it would make sense, but I think the reason it is because of the white and red suits.
That's what I was thinking of. I was like, they're doing the white and red thing.
It kind of matches up, like which if we are, which I'm pretty sure is true, but I think we know that those are quantum realm suits because it's the same color as Hank Pym's suit in Ant-Man and the Wasp. His suit was white and red. It makes sense because Ant-Man was stuck in the quantum realm and all that stuff. So I think it's just kind of a stylistic choice. Plus, red also kind of shows that like not like literal blood was shed, but like they were actually like they were killed.
Yeah.
Like, red is kind of like I guess just like a symbol of death,
Yeah,
or whatever.
sure.
So, but yeah, this trailer, I think I've watched it every night before bed, and I watched it, and I remember the very first day, I think I watched it like 8 times, and then yeah,
I'm just like imagining you like going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth, and like getting everything ready, turning off the light, and then you lay in your bed, just play the trailer.
Like I charged my phone, and I remember I'm like, I don't want to go to bed quite yet, and I'm like, I need something to just like to end off the night, and I'm like, Endgame trailer.
Yeah.
And so I watch it, and it's just like, it's such a good trailer. I tweeted this earlier, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, please do. You can find me at Stravester8 on Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was watching the very first Infinity War trailer, which I still think is one of the greatest trailers of all time. And then I watched that trailer, and it's just like, dude, it's going to be so awesome to watch this as an entire saga, Like,
it is.
I'm so freaking ready for this movie, man.
This movie can't come soon enough.
I'm just like, that trailer, like, it's just so good. Okay, we'll talk about it a bit. What was your favorite moment in the trailer?
My favorite moment is that it, like, even though I think about this regularly, but my favorite thing about it, not really a moment, but the fact that they did the flashback, it just made me appreciate so much.
This long-lasting legacy.
And not only that, like, it really made me really appreciate the core 3 characters, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. Yep. Because you look at like, even when they showed the shot of, like, Thor with his, like, shorter blonde hair with his dad.
It was, like, so long ago.
Yeah, and it just kind of, like, brought back this, like, feeling of,
I love Tony's quote where he's just like, it feels like 1,000 years ago.
Yes.
Because it does.
It does.
It feels like ages ago when I first saw Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but it's almost like a very similar situation where he's pretty much stranded, and in the beginning he was pretty much stranded.
That's true.
And like, and he was apart from Pepper, and he basically says in that line, he's like, that's where I fell in love with, or like, I knew I loved you, or something like that, was when he was away from her.
Yeah.
And he's like back in this other situation now, which is cool. But
that's true. That actually is like a great parallel, because I remember there's also the shot in the Super Bowl trailer where him and Nebula are like making something.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, is he making a suit? But it's still like, even if it's not a suit, it's still emphasizing like, he's always going to build something or craft something, which was a big highlight of Iron Man 3, which is...
Exactly.
I've been meaning to rewatch that movie lately. Iron Man 3 is a great film.
We should do that this week.
Let's do it.
We'll talk about it next week. I really want to watch that too.
Yeah, I loved that movie because it emphasized, like, Tony Stark is more than just the armor. He is a man who...
He's also very determined.
He's has determination, and he is focused, and he's just so intelligent, and so, like, he's like MacGyver almost, just like, I love the scene in Iron Man 3 when he's like, he goes to the thrift store, or the hardware store, and he gets all those things, and he's just like, he's like in the hoodie and sunglasses, and he's just like, kind of picking up stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I could use that, and and then he makes like the nail gun and the electric glove and all that. It just like, Tony Stark has been on such a legacy, and then when you move on to the next scene, which is like, it shows Steve Rogers looking at the fair and looking into the soldier mirror, and like, man, he has grown as so much as a character. Those 3 characters,
those are the things that I loved, was that it showed you where they started.
I got chills.
Yeah, and then you kind of just like, we get caught up like in what's going on right now, but then when you kind of like look back, these characters were developed so well over the past 10 years, whatever years it's been. It's
like, I think when the universe first started, I remember Iron Man was definitely my favorite because he was the only one that was there, but also I love Iron Man. And then like, I think I've been through a phase with each of those 3 characters where they've been my favorite. Sure. Right now I'm in my Thor phase. Yeah. I freaking love Thor. And I remember just like that, the flashback with him in Asgard and looking at his father and seeing how young he was. I'm like, that character has come so far, and he has lost so much.
That's what I love. He's like, I watched all these people die.
Yes.
And I'm just like, God, I'm like, each of them are at their lowest of low right now. Like, they've just hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Even though they've gone through so much, you kind of saw, like, how much they've had to overcome over the years.
Yeah.
And this is, like, the lowest they've been.
I'm just thinking of, like, all of the entire arc that Iron Man has been through, the entire arc that Captain America has been through with Peggy, with his best friend, with Thor, with his brother, with Asgard. Like, they've all gone on such great journeys.
That's what I want. I want that for the new characters.
I hope so.
That's
what I'm hoping for
deserve
Captain Marvel.
that.
I want Captain Marvel for me to be like 10 years and be like, man.
That's
the
what.
first time-
That's the
what I'm
thing I've
afraid
been
of.
worried about though is the fact that they did do this going back to the 90s, even though they did it with Captain America too. But right now we're going to be hopping possibly back and forth. There's talks that
that sequel will be in between Endgame and
and I was like, that kind of like, for me it kind of disturbs the development of the character.
Yeah.
It's almost like if we got the Avengers movie first and then we got Captain America, and we didn't get to see where he came from.
Or even if we got Iron Man 1 and then we got like Infinity War, but we didn't get Iron Man 2,
That's
3,
the thing.
Age of Ultron.
And then, okay, so like we're having Captain America, not Captain America, Captain Marvel. I don't want to get too caught up on this topic because the trailer deserves more praise. But
yeah,
so we have Captain Marvel, which is coming out roughly about a month and a half in between, or apart from Endgame. And that's the thing, is like we're gonna be roughly 30 years separated from character. So is this character going to be a lot different from the Captain Marvel that we saw in her own movie?
There's like a 24-year gap.
Yeah, so is she going to be different? Because I'm hoping there's some sort of development in between that, right?
She's definitely going to be different. That's for sure.
Let's say she's different, then we're not going to get to see how she got there until the movies come.
Yeah.
Until they show off that. But I feel like there isn't as good of a payoff if you do that, because you kind of already know the end or where they're at right now, so you don't get to like travel along with them per se, because you already know where they're going to end up. That's one of the things I'm worried about. But other than that, I mean, the three characters, the main characters,
I love those entire flashback things. And then I mentioned this also on Twitter, the moment where like I actually just like before I actually say it, I actually did record a reaction to my trailer, when I first watched the trailer. I just pulled it up on my iPad, and if you guys are interested in seeing a reaction, I will be more than happy in either the next week episode, or we can just put it out on the YouTube channel or whatever. We
can just upload it on YouTube.
Yeah, and we'll edit it so we can sync up the trailer and stuff. And you guys can see my reaction. But the moment that I just really jumped out of my seat. I am a big War Machine fan, and the moment where it shows Rocket in his classic outfit on War Machine's shoulder, I'm like, that's so sick, because good. War Machine's suit is just awesome. I don't know what they did, but he's he's even more bulkier now. Yeah. And he has this awesome jaw bolts and stuff. And I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. Seeing War Machine with a turret on his shoulder and then Rocket also shooting. Yeah. It's kind of like the Winter Soldier thing where he picked up Rocket and Winter Soldier and they spun around in Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
when you're saying in Winter, you're talking about Bucky.
Not in Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier. Gotcha. Sorry. It's I just love seeing those cool little team ups. It's just the little things. There's things you just don't really think about, because you're like, oh my god, there's so many possibilities. You can get all of these things, and so that's what I love, and I also just can't wait for that in Endgame. Just those usages of the team members teaming up. Civil War, we had Hawkeye and Ant-Man, and then in Infinity War we had Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, sending him through the portals. We're gonna get more. Stuff.
That's what's cool, is that we're gonna see characters who still haven't met each other. Get to interact,
and that's what I can't wait for. Just even beyond Endgame, going back to the Disney Fox deal, just of those characters interacting, seeing, and even the TV characters, like I mentioned last week, I'd love to see Spider-Man and Daredevil team up, and I want Spider-Man and Fantastic. Most of my things just involve Spider-Man, but even Wolverine and Captain America or something. I imagine just Captain America throwing Wolverine. Well, we won't know what's going to happen, but it's just all.
I've been trying to not think about Captain America. Yeah, I'm so scared that he's going to die.
It's really becoming a fear of mine.
Yeah,
I know. It's
this is it.
Do you think it's going to happen?
I think it is.
What are the chances of each of the three main characters of Thor dying, Iron Man dying, and Captain America dying?
I think Thor's last, and I'd put Tony second.
What a percentage of do you think?
A
70% chance?
Sure. I think Thor is safe.
So you think he's 100% safe?
I think there's still a lot of room for stuff to be done with that character.
I agree.
Iron Man, that's tough.
Iron Man is like 50-50.
That's about 50-50 for me too.
Yeah.
And I would say Captain America is probably like an 80%
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, either he's gonna die or they're gonna do something with his character.
Oh, I'm getting sad right now.
He's like, because I mean, there's been those theories. I was telling my dad, he was rewatching the first Avenger just a few weeks ago, and he was saying how the ending is so sad that like there's that entire gap, like 70-year gap that he misses with Peggy, and even in that flashback trailer. They put a big emphasis on Peggy, like with him carrying the casket and stuff, which I loved that as well. Yeah, and her quote, even her
I love that they added that line from.
There's been a theory being thrown around that he's actually will go back in time
and just stay
with Peggy, and he won't die, but he'll be gone. If that makes sense,
he just never becomes like an Avenger.
Yeah,
like he never gets to that.
Not
point.
that, but it's like.
He just lives his normal life.
He goes back and he goes to be with Peggy, and it's almost kind of like a.
And then they get their dance.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Would you?
So it's
I'd
still,
cry.
So
I'd cry like a baby.
So it's like he never died. So that kind of like relieves that him dying, but he still gets to live.
It's
out
like
his
it'd be
life
like
happily.
a happy ending. It'd be bittersweet. Is the thing. Almost like the ending of a TV show or something, where it's like it's like the end of this character, but we'll see what happens. At this point, like I love that they show so little footage, and I love that they relied on the flashbacks. Like we saw new footage, but we still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like stuff that we have seen, and then I think there's a little bit more action in this one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's what I liked is like there was a little bit more action. Like
God,
I love
Black Widow like shooting her gun and reloading.
And reloading. So and dude, wait, what did you just say?
Like, that was so hot. I was like, I could just watch her do that for the whole movie.
Oh
like
my
I
God.
haven't seen that from Black Widow. I've seen her, running around like pew pew.
Yeah.
And she did some cool things in Winter Soldier.
Oh, you can tell she's.
That's probably the best action she's done.
I can't wait for Ronin, because I love seeing. I watched the movie The Hurt Locker this past week. And Jeremy Renner is in that movie.
Catherine Bigelow.
And she directed
that film.
Oh, so no! Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually so coincidental because I watched also Triple Frontier,
which is great.
Which is a great film, by the way, unrelated to the comic blast stuff.
Yeah.
But you should totally go watch Triple Frontier if you have Netflix.
Go watch it.
Great cast.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was like on this Jeremy Renner thing. I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be like. It's been a while since we've seen him. I mean, not a while, like 3 years, but because he was in Civil War. But like, I think there's gonna be a big emphasis on this character as well.
On both him and Nat, I think there's gonna be something.
I love the scene where it shows them like holding hands, just like they're not like in a romantic relationship. People wanted that a while back, but it's like they're still like
best friends, brother sister, like relationship.
Yes, that's what I love.
Awesome.
I can't wait. And like, man, it's almost 100% chance his family's dead. His family is
definitely
they're gone.
They're gone. They're dusted.
He is in agony right now. But like, and oh my God, there's so much. I just like
I'm thinking about like everything that we can literally talk about.
Like Scott Lang. Like I'm excited for his character.
Yep.
Because like there's all of this stuff like with his daughter, and like he's coming back from the quantum. Like I love the shot where he's just going through and he's just seeing the missing posters and everything is disheveled and broken. Yep. And he's like, what is going on?
It's definitely like some time has passed.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, you can see Cap is shaved, his hair. He's gotten like a haircut and stuff, and then also Nat's hair.
I think the beginning of this movie, I think, is going to start off
right
close,
after Infinity War,
and then I think there's going to be like a time gap.
I think at the least it'll be like
her hair.
I think at the least it'll be like 6 months, but it'll probably be a year.
Yeah,
at a year to 2 years, that's probably going to be. I
think that would make more sense. I don't know how they're going to do the time jump. Like I don't want it to be just like out of nowhere, like 6 months later.
Yeah.
Do something to explain it. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, is Black Widow like? Is this Black Widow with the long red hair like in a different reality, or like in whatever?"
No, it's her.
She has like blonde
tips.
Yeah, on the hair. So it's like grown. It's been a little while. So and even in the post-credit scene for Captain Marvel, Steve still has the beard and everything
right.
like that. So.
And in the ending scene where it shows Thor talking to Captain Marvel, Nat has her blonde hair and Steve still has his beard. So that's still early on.
Yeah, that's
in the
very
movie.
early. So there's going to be some sort of gap in between that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I wonder like if it's going to be something where it's like it's going to show what's happening, and then it may like switch to Scott Lang's perspective, how he gets out of the quantum realm. Because like I literally have no idea how he's going to get out of there.
It's going to be fun.
Can't wait
figuring that out.
We're so ready for this movie.
Yeah.
I wish we could get like an early showing or something. Like I know
I'm actually like really scared to watch it at the same time because I'm like Like we can talk about the Empire article that came out with the new posters or the covers or whatever, but one of the things that they mentioned was that this was going to be an end of an era with these main characters, and that's the thing about Endgame is like it's kind of setting up for that.
This trailer feels like it's the end, like it's the last MCU movie that's ever, which is not. We know it's not, but
it does have that.
They make it clear like this is the end of like a 11-year journey now. You know,
because it is 11 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
which
crazy.
is. Do you think weird thing? Do you think they're gonna do the Marvel 10-year logo thing, or do you think they're gonna drop that?
I don't think so. Did they do it for Captain Marvel? I don't think so.
I think they did.
Really?
I think so.
I can't remember.
Either they did it for the 10-year. I know it was so hard to see because they did the Stan Lee thing, which I also,
that distracted me from everything.
Do you think they're gonna do that in Endgame, or do you think like since Endgame is gonna be such an emotional movie and they already did it in Captain Marvel, they won't do it again?
No, yeah, it'd be too much of a shift for, like that's too much of an emotional shift. I think.
Yeah.
If you do, I don't think they'll do. I think they'll do something cool. But
I think it was good to do it in Captain Marvel because there's not as much of an emotional crux when it comes to the characters.
Yeah,
it's mainly like this is a new character, so we can get you a little teary eyed about Stan Lee, which I'm not bashing on that at all. I love that. I'm just saying. Like, it fit better with Captain Marvel than it would with Endgame. Probably.
Speaking of Stan Lee, did you hear that they reshot that the cameo in Captain Marvel?
Really?
Yeah, there was gonna be something else.
He did look a little CGI. That's what I was wondering.
I'm not sure. They really shot. Brie Larson was supposed to do something else. I don't remember what it was. You can find it on the internet. Somebody will probably let us know. But there was originally she was doing something else. She removes the newspaper and it is Stan Lee. That's the cameo. But then they went back and reshot it to where she like gives him that like smile and nod. Or whatever, and you can even hear the score kind of change a little bit to like a happier note. Yeah, like it was almost kind of like, I don't know, a tribute to him. Yeah, or whatever. They reshot that so that way she did the smile and the nod. Yeah, totally off topic.
So kind of like so it was kind of more like they made it a little bit more self-aware.
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, that cameo is actually great. So did you know the backstory behind that cameo? Like what's actually going on? He's not reading the newspaper. He's reading his script for Mallrats. The movie directed by Kevin Smith.
That's so cool.
He's rehearsrsing his lines.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should go to Instagram and Kevin Smith, he put his reaction right after
really?
He went to go see it. He was weeping. He was so happy.
Oh, that's so funny.
It hit me in my heart so much. Like he was crying. He was like, "Thank you so much, Marvel."
Yeah.
Like, they actually put like the script from my movie with Stan Lee like for one of his final cameos.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, that's got to be.
That's really cool.
He said he's like, I was crying for the next 20 minutes.
Good on Marvel for that. And that's a 90s movie.
It's a 90s movie, so it fits with the timeline.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. But then people are like, "Oh, it breaks the timeline because then Mallrats exists within the thing," and I'm like, "Shut up!" I'm just like, it's. Like they did the same thing with Black Panther, where they're like, if the Weeknd song from the Black Panther soundtrack is in Black Panther, does that mean the Black Panther soundtrack exists within the Marvel universe? And I'm like, no.
Come on, people.
And like, so then they said that the Weeknd was responsible for the Soul Stone or something like that, and I was like, okay. At first, I was like, I just laughed. I was like, I think they were joking, but it was so funny.
That's so funny. Thinking of the Soul Stone, you remember like back in the day where there was like
the theories.
The theories of that were like insane. It was like, it's definitely in Thor's hammer. Like that was like the big thing.
There was one
at that time. And then it was like it's behind his eye. It's behind Odin's eye patch or whatever. Do you remember that theory?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I did not
that was
hear
a big one. That was a huge one.
My theory was always that it was just in Wakanda because I was like, it made sense because it was hidden and all this stuff.
Else?
But like
Vormir, I had no idea. Like I knew a lot of stuff. Like I predicted that they were going to go to Nidavellir to do his new weapon, but I got the name of it wrong. I thought it was going to be Yarnborn, which is actually one of the Axe's names in the comics or whatever, but they named it Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker is because that's Beta Ray Bill's.
Yeah. It's cool.
Side note, speaking about his axe, I really want a replica of Thor's axe.
Dude, and it looks awesome in that trailer.
It's so good.
We still have a lot to talk about the trailer though.
Yeah, I know. We're still like we're just
being fanboys for a second.
Yeah, I mean that's what we are, man. Yeah. But like I think one of the coolest things, like I remember people complain about this or like this is so stupid. I love it that it's Groot's arm as well. Like that Groot made. I was like, that's such a cool thing. Like it was actually a good moment for Groot because he was kind of a jerk in that entire movie.
Oh, he was so annoying.
And then he's like, I freaking.
It was finally his moment to like actually do something.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, he actually did this awesome thing, and like, and then Groot ends up like awesome, just kill like he actually does some pretty good work.
What was Groot's final line again?
He said father. He was telling
that
Rocket,
just broke my heart.
Yeah, he goes dad or something like that. He goes
that
dad.
sucks.
Yeah.
All right, I wish I didn't ask that question.
Yeah, it's so sad, man.
That's bad.
You know what? That's a perfect moment to segue into our next thing. James Gunn is back, baby.
We said it.
Yeah.
What was that? Two months ago.
It was our second week. Or no, actually.
Second episode.
I think it was our first episode.
First episode?
Because I was looking back at my notes and it was January 31st when we recorded it. So I think our first episode came out like very early February. So that was when they announced the Suicide Squad stuff about him directing. Which he still is directing, by the way. But he is back to direct Guardians 3. And I'm so happy. It was gonna happen.
We've talked a lot about this for like weeks.
We've been very vocal that like James Gunn, it's his passion. It's like a representation of himself, and it's just I'm so glad that Disney was like.
It's almost like his story within like through these characters is
what's going on. Let me pull up the quote that he says. He posted this on Instagram and Twitter, and it was such a great quote that he said. So let me read it real quick. I am tremendously grateful to every person out there who has supported me over the past few months. I am always learning and will continue to work at being the best human being I can be. I deeply appreciate Disney's decision, and I am excited to continue making films that investigate the ties of love that bind us all. I have been and continue to be incredibly humbled by your love and support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Love to you all. So
good stuff. There's so much to talk about within this thing.
Yeah, it's like I think my favorite part about it is I deeply appreciate Disney's decision, and I am excited to continue making films that investigate the ties of love that bind us all. Yeah, which is really the heart of the Guardians movies. It's like because the first movie was all about family, the second movie was all about fatherhood, and like.
And also kind of working through your family issues.
Yes, exactly. Because there was the bickering between Star-Lord and Rocket. Yeah. And just like all of like and also Gamora and Nebula. Yeah. Which I loved that they.
Yeah, it was about working through your issues, like your family issues and stuff. That's so good.
He put such a deeper meaning, and I think they finally realized that they were like, listen, James Gunn. He is a better man because of Guardians, and it's a representation of how much he's changed. And I'm glad
that's the thing that people need to understand is that he's changed. Yeah, and like he didn't act or he didn't like do anything to anybody. He just made really awful jokes, just awful. Like even when I read them, still it kind of angers me. Yeah. But then at the same time, like you have to. It's
a different person.
If we want to evolve as a society and like grow and become better, we have to be able to forgive, the wrongdoings. It's especially when they've already changed. Like they. Clearly changed. His closest friends and people he's worked with have done nothing but support this guy. Yeah. And they were so happy.
I think Disney also realized that they were going to lose people from this.
I think so too.
Like Dave Bautista and all this stuff.
Well, there was rumors like a day after that came out that Disney was like planning to rehire him for months. Like they were like dead set on it. And that's why I said maybe they'll rehire him after this kind of just settles down because we're too reactionary, like when something happens right away, before we like actually think through it and like have dialogue and good discussion about what should be the appropriate action because they fired him pretty quickly after like
it was like a day or two.
Yeah, and it's too reactionary, and I think it's good to just talk through things and figure out stuff. I kind of had that feeling though that they were going to bring him back because of the whole script thing. And then Sean Gunn, his brother, was at the Captain Marvel premiere. Yeah. And he was actually kind of like vocal when James first got fired, negatively towards Disney. And I was like, that's interesting that he came to the premiere. And I was like, the dude's going to come back. Yeah, because nobody else. It didn't even seem like they were trying to find anybody else to do that.
There was like all these people that like there was people asked him and like they asked Taika Waititi and he was like, nah.
Did you see his tweet?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He said something along like he quote tweeted it and he was like, what the hell? I thought I was supposed to direct it. I was like, there's Taika Waititi for you. He's the best.
He's great. I hope Taika Waititi better come back for another movie.
Well, he came in. You remember a couple months ago he was in Marvel Studios offices for like a meeting or whatever.
Oh, really? I actually didn't see that.
So they're gonna have something for him. I know that because Kevin loves him. Like he wants to work with him. Deadpool.
I'd love for him to be
remember when Ragnarok was coming out? They did their press tour and Taika was like, when I first started this movie, I wanted to have Deadpool in it. Then he realized that they couldn't have Deadpool in the film or whatever. And I just thought it was funny because maybe they could do something like that.
If they did if he did another Thor film, that'd be... part of me is like, I'd love for him to do another Thor film, but I think it would also be like... It really depends on what happens after Endgame.
Sure, yeah. But anyways, James Gunn.
He's back.
I'm hyped.
I'm so ready. And
this is the right move, I think.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, it was going to happen regardless, but
yeah.
That moves on to the next thing. Since I mentioned earlier, he is still directing the Suicide Squad, which...
I'm still excited for that.
Which is really interesting. But I actually think he's one of the very first directors who has directed both a Marvel and a DC film.
Holy crap! Is that right?
I don't think there's anybody else. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of anybody else. At first, I was like maybe Sam Raimi, but Sam Raimi never directed a DC film.
He's also going to be the first director to direct a trilogy for the MCU, a complete trilogy.
Yep. Yeah.
Insane.
James Gunn's a legend, man.
Unless Spider-Man director, what's his name again? I keep thinking
John Watts.
John Watts, unless he beats him to it. I don't know when the schedule for that movie's going to come out, but...
I'd imagine Volume 3 will probably come out before the third Spider-Man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Possible.
I think it would just feel a little too long for them to not put the Guardians back in their own movie, especially after Infinity War and stuff. Because Guardians 2 came out 2017.
Yep.
Speaking of which, 2017 was such a great year for Marvel movies. We
had
Guardians 2, Spider-Man, and Thor Ragnarok.
It was
like
great.
3 heavy hitters. But yeah, I think they'll probably do Guardians 3. We'll see. Anyways, James Gunn himself put out a statement regarding the Suicide Squad saying that it was actually a full-on reboot and that it was not going to be a sequel to the David Ayer film.
How wild is that?
It's really strange.
It's only 3 years ago that the DCE was just starting, and now we're like talking about reboots.
Yeah,
and
it's really unfortunate, is what it is. And I think that's what you were saying earlier, that it's like kind of like that they're doing that Worlds of DC thing.
It's like there's no. I think that there's no. What's the word I'm looking for? They just don't care about doing a connected universe.
Connected universe anymore.
It's just like,
which at this point I'm fine with too. I think it gives them a bit more approach. Is like I love DC in a lot because I like DC because there's different interpretations and universes. Like you've got the Batman Arkham series, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
that's not connected to any of the comics. You've got Injustice. That's a fantastic.
They can
comic
do
book series.
something timeline or like some sort of weird Injustice thing where they can find a way to eventually connect it.
They can connect it if they wanted to.
It's like, comic books, like movies. They can.
I tend to think that like there's certain films that are like mainline DC, and then some of these are just like they can write some things around or whatever.
Most of the movies that they're developing right now are not mainline because characters.
We've got Joker, and then Birds of Prey seems to still be within the DC EU, the main one, because we've got. Like,
I'm like so confused right now.
But then Suicide Squad, the reboot, I doubt it's gonna have Harley Quinn in it, so it may just be like a weird. He says it's a full on reboot, but like reboot doesn't necessarily mean like different universe. I think it's just like he wants to separate it from the traditional Suicide Squad, and then he wants to put it in the same universe, but he doesn't want it to be a sequel. He wants it to be like, this is a different Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard to say. I need to look up. Maybe there's a quote he said.
And it's gonna have Dave Bautista in it, which is cool.
Yeah,
which means Dave Bautista will still be with the Marvel family as well.
He is getting bank right now.
I hope so.
James Gunn is getting bank as well, because Guardians 3 is going to make tons of money, and I bet you people are going to go see the Suicide Squad because that he directed the Guardians movies. Of course. So he's going to be like, give me the money, Marvel and DC.
Funny is he has that other movie coming out that's like the Man of Steel knockoff. What is it?
Brightburn.
Yeah, Brightburn.
Yeah,
that's going on,
I'm actually excited for that.
Nobody even cared. Like, I think Disney probably saw that everybody got over the whole thing that was going on with his old tweets.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then he has his movies coming out, and nobody, batted an eye about it. They didn't care.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the quote that he said. I can't find the right quote. These articles are all like jumbled up and stuff. But
that's cool.
Yeah. I'm excited. Actually, more excited for the Suicide Squad reboot just because James Gunn is in it, and I don't know. I feel like the announcement for him being back for Marvel has made me even more excited. It's like
I think so too.
They said though he's going to take more priority over the Suicide Squad reboot, but just because
that's first.
Yeah.
They're not even going to start on Guardians 3 until he's done with
Suicide Squad. So that you actually, they
did that to themselves.
Yeah, they really screwed themselves.
Because Guardians 3 was supposed to come out next year, I believe.
Yeah,
is what originally was.
So do you think we're going to see the Guardians again before Guardians 3, like at some point in between Endgame and stuff? You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm trying to think of what they have going
I'm sure they'll be in Endgame.
Unless they could possibly. Oh yeah, they'll be in Endgame.
Yeah,
but. When you think about it, they've had 3 straight years with the Guardians, so they can take a break from that.
That's true.
Unless they do something with the Eternals that's coming out.
It's really interesting to see
next year.
With like with the D23 stuff, we'll have a better idea of all the movies.
Sure.
When is D23?
It's summertime, sometime over the summer this year.
I think it's around August or September, maybe. So like late summer, maybe even July. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's at the end of July.
This is another question that you may know. Is Marvel going to have at least Marvel Studios going to have a presence at Comic-Con?
I don't think so. I think they're like officially pulling out from Comic-Con.
Okay.
And I think they're going to like Disney's really separating all of their property from anything else.
They want to have their own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're big enough
I think it's going to be D23 every year now.
Yeah.
And hopefully because they didn't do Celebration last year, they didn't do D23 last year, and I think they kind of took a step back.
Yeah.
And then they're figuring out what they want to do, like to promote their films going forward.
So is D23? I've never really quite understood this. Is this like a selection of press conferences, or is it an actual convention?
It's like a convention. People come in cosplay.
Okay.
That's when they first revealed the Children of Thanos. They revealed the statues and everything like that.
Okay, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing. But
where do they hold it at?
They move it around.
Okay, so they move it around.
I think the last time it was in California.
Okay.
And I think it was in China pretty recently.
I wonder what it's going to be this year, because then we should go.
Oh yeah.
If we could. I mean, if it's in the summer, D23 2019, we're kind of
on the fly, but here's while you're looking that up, I just realized that there was something that came out that was pretty big for news, at least this week, that we just left out of the notes.
What's that?
And that was the announcement that Marvel is making a new movie it's about the character Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
We haven't talked about that at all on the podcast.
Well, they announced that a while back.
Yeah. We haven't talked about it at all, but they actually have a director, just something noteworthy that we should throw out there. I know nothing about this character.
Neither do I.
When I heard about this character, I was like, never heard of it.
See, I feel like if they never did the Iron Fist TV show, they would have done that instead of Shang-Chi.
You think so?
Or it would have been like Shang-Chi and the Iron Fist. I just don't know much about this character.
I don't know the director either.
Who's the director?
Destin Daniel, I think it's Creighton.
Yeah,
Creighton. I don't know.
I don't know him either.
I have trust in Marvel that they'll make us fall in love with this character, and it's going to be great. But I think it's something worthy to mention as well. That way we just didn't overlook.
So D23 2019 is going to be in Anaheim again this year. But it's during my birthday. Maybe I could go as a birthday present.
When is it?
August 23rd to August 25th.
August.
Yeah. So
it's
I knew
right
it was
around the time school's starting.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? I mean, they're doing Celebration during final exams for.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I would totally go to Celebration this year if they didn't have if I wasn't in school right now. But it's
bad timing.
It's just it's because like one of the last celebrations they did, not the one that we went to 2017, but the year before that, 2016, which was in Anaheim,
Europe.
Or maybe it was London. Yeah, one of those two. That was in July. So I'm like, do another one in July.
Yeah,
because then we could go.
It doesn't make any sense for them to do that, but they sold out. So I mean,
what do we know?
What is it? That's weird though, because I bought I got a 4-day pass for Celebration 2017. Like,
did you get media passes?
Months Yeah, I did. I got that after I bought my pass or whatever. But I bought the 4-day pass, the full thing, at least 6 months after the tickets were announced.
Yeah.
This celebration, they sold out of the
weeks, months maybe. Like it was like 2 months, I think.
They sold out couple weeks.
A few days.
Yeah,
I remember a few days that they were like
fast.
the 4-day passes were like within a week it was gone, and I was like,
holy crap!
I was like, no.
Yeah, I was kind of like debating on it, and then that was they announced that they didn't have I think it's 5 days now.
Let's just go to San Diego Comic-Con instead.
Okay.
Dude, it's so hard to get into Comic-Con.
It's also like really exhausting and just like a nightmare to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
But I am desperate to go.
Here's
to a
the thing:
convention.
everybody get us to like 1 million subscribers so we can get press passes to these things.
Do that. Make a bunch of spam accounts. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
God, when we shut down, they'll find us.
Please don't do that.
The tube will find us.
But hey, if you share the podcast and stuff, maybe one day we will get to go to one of these conventions and we can report the news live.
Yes.
A lot quicker than we normally could.
Yeah.
Anyways. So, moving on from the D23 thing, let's move on to the last news story that I have, which I'm very excited about. Apparently, they announced that on Disney Plus, the Disney streaming service, they are going to do a What If Marvel Cinematic Universe animated series. And I'm very excited for this because... What are your thoughts?
You said it was an animated series, right?
Yeah, it is animated.
Oh, that's so... Yeah, it's really cool. It's almost like they have comic books that are very similar to this.
Yes, I picked up two... I want to say 2 in October of last year. They were both Spider-Man related.
Yeah.
One was What If Spider-Man Became the Punisher, which was awesome.
Was it?
He was wore all black, and he had like his web shooters had different bullets for different villains and stuff.
You had me at all black.
Oh yeah, here I'll have to show
black right now.
I'll have to show you after. It's awesome. His suit design. It's got like the skull and the spider combined and stuff.
That's cool.
Super sick. I wish the suit was in Spider-Man PS4. But anyways, then I got another one where What If Flash Thompson became Spider-Man.
I've heard of that one actually,
and that one was really good.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for people because it's really cool to read, but it kind of gets like messed up, but it shows like actually how deep of a character Flash Thompson is and stuff. But yeah, if they do this, like this announcement sounds awesome.
I think it's really cool. I think what's great about it is that it's just like an easy thing for people to probably watch.
It's animated,
and we'll be able to there's probably going to be some that we just don't care to watch, and there's going to be some that's like really cool.
I'm gonna watch them all,
but this is all connected to you'll watch them all.
Yeah.
I just can't keep up with everything.
Well,
so
the thing is the Netflix stuff is done right now, so literally this is the only when this comes out, this will probably be the only.
Dude, once the Star Wars stuff comes out.
Yeah, but I'll binge watch The Mandalorian in a day. Yeah. And then Clone Wars.
What if they do? I don't think they're gonna do it like Netflix. I don't think they're gonna drop a whole series in a day.
Maybe they'll do an episode or whatever. But still, I'll watch it literally the second it comes out because. I did that with if I'm passionate about something, I will keep up with
I think that's one of the things that it'll probably be the last thing I get to throughout my week.
I think it'll be.
But I think it's cool. I think there's gonna be some that I'm like, ooh, that one's if it's Spider-Man or Captain America related.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I want to watch that one right away.
Yeah.
But if it's how cool would it be if they got the actors to actually voice?
That's what I was about to mention. I think
then I might actually be a little bit more intrigued.
It would give they don't have to, but I think it would be really cool to keep that connection. They did something similar with the CW shows for DC, where they did that show Vixen, and it was on CW Seed.
Yeah.
And it was fully animated, but they got Grant Gustin to be Flash and Stephen Amell to be Arrow. So if they did that with this, that would be awesome. I mean, I could totally see Robert Downey Jr. coming back or even Chris Evans, just go in an audio booth for
Captain
an
America
entire day.
Didn't die in Endgame.
Yeah. Don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
I'm sad.
But what if Captain America was unfroze from the ice in the 70s? Or what if because then we would have seen Hank Pym's Ant-Man and Captain America team up, and they'd be what if
got me excited.
What if Howard Stark became Iron Man?
Yeah,
or
you got me excited.
What if Captain Marvel didn't leave,
Yeah.
All of these crazy stuff, there's just endless possibilities. If you have imagination, you can...
I'm just waiting for there to be that one episode that's so good that they're Marvel's we gotta figure out a way to put this in the MCU.
They said
figure out something cool like that.
See, they said none of it's gonna be canon, which I like, because I think it should just be entertaining. I'm not sure how long these will be.
It should be like that,
I imagine they'll just be 20-minute episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool if they did like it'd be almost. See, I love series like that where it's one episode is one plot. Like I've been watching this show. Well, actually, I finished it the day it came out. But it's this this new anthology animated series on Netflix. You've probably seen it being recommended to you. Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, I saw that actually.
So I watched the entirety of it, and I was addicted to it. There's some episodes that I didn't really like the third episode and maybe like the 9th or 10th episode. I didn't really like those.
So it's a singular story for each episode?
Yeah, and so the people who did it, Tim Miller, who did the first, and David Fincher.
Deadpool, right? Oh, David Fincher?
Yeah, he's the executive producer.
Oh, that's probably really good.
It's really good. I wrote down a list of all of my favorite episodes. Yeah. This isn't really off topic. Anybody should definitely go and watch it.
Yeah.
But granted, if you are younger, please do not watch it because it is made for adults. There is graphic nudity.
It kind of felt like that.
It was very violent. There is tons of blood and gore. It is cussing left and right. But there's one episode that it reminded me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it was so awesome.
Airbender is one of my favorite shows ever.
It's so good.
How excited are you about the Netflix series for that?
I'm
excited.
I'm optimistic for it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna put in some good,
especially just because the creators are coming back
for it. Yeah, I think they're gonna really do that justice.
But yeah, back to the What If series thing. There's just so many possibilities they could do with this, and I hope they get the actors to come back and do the voices, just because I think it would be so cool. I feel like you could even close your eyes and almost visualize it, almost like
the podcast.
Yeah, like the podcast.
The Wolverine podcast.
Have you finished that, by the way?
No, I haven't.
I remember you said you were gonna drive home and you were gonna finish it. My dad has finished it.
Really?
He beat you.
God.
He knows the twists and everything.
I'm a fake nerd.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You need to finish it. It's really
I don't
good.
know why I didn't do that last week. I'm trying to think of what happened.
You hate me and you really just don't want
my brain is so fried between work and school and then the podcast. All right, I gotta do it. I have to listen to it.
I mean, it's what how many more? I mean, it's
Wait, did you finish it last week?
I finished it a month ago.
No, definitely not a month.
3 weeks ago.
It's been a week.
It was. I think it was 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks ago.
That's more like
not a month ago, but still, it was a long time ago.
I was like, you told me a month ago.
Yeah, no, it was. I finished it.
Okay, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
We can talk about it next week. It's not very fresh in my mind anymore because I thought you were going to finish it a lot sooner. But I'll have to go back through and read a plot synopsis or whatever. But there's the main one twist I want to talk to you about. But anyways,
okay, cool.
Yeah, What If series. Excited about that. Anyways,
I wasn't as excited until you started talking about the scenarios. And
you just gotta free your mind, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many cool things. What if Loki was not adopted by Odin, or what if Thor didn't lose Mjolnir, or oh god, there's just so many cool things you could do. Oh my god, you can even think of the most minor things. What if Peggy Carter became Captain America?
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be really cool.
Cause, I mean, in the comics, there's at one point she does become Captain America, or, even though it's weird because she's British. Anyways, and he's so weird. You're Captain America. He's just yeah, I am. And then, you're British. That was my worst British accent.
I suck at that.
Yeah.
You know what's weird for me? I can never I have a really hard time distinguishing Australian and British accents.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah.
I have that problem.
But dude, Peggy Atwell has the best British accent.
Peggy Atwell?
Or, did I say Peggy? What's
Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell.
I love her.
Peggy Carter. Yeah, she has the best British accent.
She's in one of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Her and Domhnall Gleeson, which I also watched the movie today, where he's in it, and it's Ex Machina. That was really good too.
Oh, was that your first time seeing it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a great one.
Good movie. We're going
That's okay.
Here.
We're pretty much nearing the end of the show, but we're gonna talk about
So off of the heels of the Avengers Endgame trailer, those flashbacks got me thinking about all of the movies that we've seen through the past 11 years, and so I just wanted us to just randomly talk about our favorite moments in the MCU. I'll go ahead and put out my number one, and then we'll kind of go down to more of the lower tier.
That'd be great.
My number one is Infinity War. Thor landing in Wakanda. I don't think anything... If Endgame has a moment that beats that, I'll actually die in the theater.
They'll find a way to beat that.
They probably will. It's going to be something to do with Captain America, and I'm going to actually... He's going to do something amazing. He's going to hold Stormbreaker or something, and I'm going to, actually...
Could you imagine?
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Dude, Mjolnir in one hand... I mean, not Mjolnir. Stormbreaker in one hand and his shield in the other.
Holy crap.
Just, he throws the hammer and then, Oh my god, dude.
So that's number 1 for you?
Yes.
Boy, that's really tough. I think.
Let's go.
Since we're not ranking it. Originally, you wanted to do.
I
top
wanted us
5.
to do top 5, but he can't do it off the top.
Too stressful to think about.
I mean,
that.
what about Iron Man 1? What's your favorite moment? In that movie?
So if we just go down the line, Iron Man 1. Whew, probably my favorite moment is probably the most simple is when he actually like gets the suit painted and he starts flying around. That's like one of my favorite moments.
My favorite moment in that movie is when he busts out of the cave and he burns everyone with the flamethrower. Does it play Iron Man in that scene?
I think so.
I can't remember because I remember I played the Iron Man 1 video game, the licensed movie video game on PS2, and when you bust out of the cave, it plays Ozzy Osbourne's Iron Man.
No, it does. I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
Actually.
It doesn't.
It's when he gets the suit, I think. When he starts his
No, they don't play Iron Man until the end credits.
Okay.
So,
maybe
my other favorite moment is obviously when he goes to the town in like the Afghani town, or maybe it was in Baghdad. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
and he blows up the tank and everything.
Dude, the CG looked so good.
Yeah,
for that movie. I actually think this is kind of probably like an unpopular opinion, but I think the early suits like look better, like CGI wise now.
Dude. Oh, for sure.
Than they do now.
I missed the Mark III Iron Man 1 armor. It was so nice.
They looked really good, but that's when I was like, holy crap, this is real. Like,
I remember when
it
people
wasn't cheesy.
when they first showed off that image, it was just him, and it was like a torso up shot, and people were like, oh my god. And then people did photoshops of War Machine and stuff, which we eventually got in Iron Man 2, which this is not chronological. I'm just going through my favorite moments, but Iron Man 2, favorite moment in that movie, and probably one of my favorite moments of all time, maybe like second or third favorite moment.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
The fight in the gardens.
War Machine
and Iron Man fighting back
That's
to back.
That's probably the best part of that movie.
It's so good, dude.
It is.
Like the oil like getting splattered on his armor, like the machine guns, and then he spins around with the lasers and stuff.
I can't disagree with that. I think also I love the Black Widow hallway scene. When she's out fighting all
I actually forgot about that. It's crazy to think that Black Widow first appeared in Iron Man 2.
It is crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I love that because like that was when Scarlett Johansson was just like in her prime. Like she just like she wanted that role badly. And you could tell like through her acting for those movies. Like
it's crazy they got a black woman to play Black Widow. I'm just messing with you.
Wait, what?
Or no?
What did I say?
An Asian man. It's because all those jokes. She can be whatever she wants to be.
I was like black woman. I was like, what?
An Asian man.
Oh yeah, that's
a midget, transgender.
That's the thing.
I love that.
That's the whole like Scarlett Johansson meme on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, because she ends up stealing roles for like other people. She's different now than she. I don't know.
Back then, she was a little bit lower tier. I feel like now she's pretty.
She was on the up. Like she was coming up.
Anyways, another one of my favorite moments. I'm just thinking of like all the Phase 1. The Incredible Hulk, when him and Abomination. Well, there's two favorite moments, but the first one is him and Abomination charging at one another down the streets of Harlem, and it like builds up the music, and he slowly starts walking and then just goes to a full on run, and then boom, they like punch. I want a Hulk movie.
That Hulk looked so good.
I love that Hulk. That was an awesome design for Hulk.
Yeah,
and I honestly miss Ed Norton as the Hulk. It would have been interesting.
Definitely
I love Mark Ruffalo.
Serious take.
Yeah. I mean, he's a bit more accurate to the comic books, Bruce Banner.
I think so.
But I think that the comics have actually adapted a lot from Mark Ruffalo's.
Sure.
See, also my other favorite moment in Incredible Hulk is when he's in the glass at Culver University, and then the smoke comes out, and you see the hand turn like to green, and then like it's on the glass.
Man, that movie's underrated.
So good. Thank you for giving it to me on Blu-ray because now I may go watch it.
Yeah, I got the 4K like on sale. So
by the way, there is one thing that I didn't notice until last year when I watched it before Infinity War.
Yeah,
that the teacher from Homecoming is a college student in that movie.
Is he really?
Yeah. So remember the scene where he's at the university and he's eating a pizza and he gives him the thumbs up or whatever?
Oh my god, dude.
That's the teacher. That is
so cool.
Yes. I remember I was like, oh my god, it's the teacher.
The same actor was in 3. He's a Skrull. No, I was kidding. Or whatever.
2. Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll probably be in Far From Home, I imagine. But
no, he was in Homecoming and he was in Captain America.
What?
the same actor.
Not the Asian guy.
Wait, what are you talking about then?
I'm talking about the teacher, the guy that went with him on the field trip.
Oh, not the principal.
Not the principal.
Oh,
so the
yeah.
actual.
Okay, gotcha.
He was the guy who was just like, I can't lose another student. Not again.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so
okay,
he,
so he was
he
studying
had
at
longer
that time.
hair, and he was on a computer, and he was eating pizza. And
I was thinking the principal.
No, the
Okay,
principal
not
is
the-
from the first Avenger.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
that's really cool. Though.
Spider-Man: Homecoming has a lot of references because you can also see in the murals in the background, you can see Howard Stark.
Yeah, I like that.
I believe you can also see Bruce Banner as well.
See his name written somewhere.
It's crazy to think though that his teacher met Bruce Banner, but Peter Parker still hasn't met Bruce Banner.
That's so true.
It's like, man, I love this universe.
What they cross paths though, because in the fight in Infinity War.
That's true.
They didn't meet, but they kind of crossed paths.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, they kind of just passed by each other. That's one of my favorite moments in Infinity War. Not my favorite moments, but I love that part where he's like the tree falls on top of him and he's like, Hulk. He's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
and he's like, he's just like,
so
I love
good.
Mark Ruffalo so much
he's
as Bruce
awesome.
Banner.
So you did Incredible Hulk, the first two Iron Man. What about Iron Man 3? You just go ahead and get Iron Man out.
Iron Man 3. There are a lot of good moments in Iron Man 3.
I think.
I mean, I love.
Shoot.
Oh gosh. Oh, probably the part where he chains together everybody from falling into the plane.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's such a great moment.
That's really cool.
That's like such an Iron Man thing. He's like, all right, I'm gonna like electrocute or I'm gonna like lock your arms so that you physically cannot let go.
Yeah.
I was like,
such a Tony Stark.
Tony Stark is
dude.
awesome,
Genius.
man. I love him.
I love that, and I love everything to do with the little kid.
Yes, I was about to say. I love I remember there's a part where Tony Stark gets in a car and he's just like, and he goes, not that part, but there's a part in Harley, the little boy, he's just like, I'm cold or whatever. He's like, I can tell. You want to know why? Because we're connected. And then he drives away, and like Robert Downey Jr. maybe like I watched that. I just
awesome.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was so great.
So good.
Let's see. Then Thor 1 and Thor 2 don't really have a lot of great moments for me. Like
I need a horse.
Yeah.
When he walks into the pet shop for Thor 1, I can think of funny lines.
Yeah.
But I can't think of
Also, it's like another, and he throws down the coffee mug or whatever. Thor has always been funny, now that you think about it.
He got better and better though, especially in Ragnarok, because I watched it last night.
Thor 2,
so good.
I like the part, I guess, where he uses the hammer and the rock guy that's like on that beginning planet, whatever. He just uppercuts him in one hit. He was like the biggest dude, and he's just and he's just, don't remember what one-liner he says. He says something along the lines of like, anyone else or something like that, and then everybody just runs away.
I honestly don't remember a lot from that movie.
You should rewatch it just to see it, because I think honestly,
I just remember I've watched it probably like 2 or 3 times.
It was worse in my mind. I've only seen it twice.
Really?
I saw it the first time in theaters, and then I saw it the second time last year. So it had been quite a bit.
I think the last time I actually tried to watch it, I took a nap during it.
Really?
Yeah. I really don't like that movie. I should rewatch it though before Endgame happens.
I think that's what we were talking about before the podcast. Is I think I'm not going to watch all of the MCU movies, because I feel like there's a few movies that don't really pertain much to Endgame.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to watch the first 3 Iron Mans, the first 3 Captain Americas, the first 3 Thors, and then the Avengers movies. I think those are probably the most important ones.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Endgame.
Really, I think that's really what you need to watch.
Because the other movies impact. Like Black Panther and Spider-Man, I don't think they're important for Infinity War, but it's like,
I honestly don't think they're gonna be in it a lot at all.
They'll probably at the very end and be like, hey, Mr. Stark,
exactly.
or
last 15-20 minutes maybe.
Yeah,
they do something. But
let me see. I'm trying to think of more of my favorite moments. Winter Soldier just has so many great moments, man.
Okay, I could literally
Winter Soldier and Civil War,
I could make a freaking essay talking about the best moments in that movie.
I mean, the fight in the beginning, when he boards the plane, the boat.
Not even just for Captain America, but for Black Widow too. The action for
dude,
it's just
that's what I always say. That's what makes me so excited for a Black Widow movie, is because that's probably
you get a hint of it.
That's the best you see.
Same thing with that freaking Endgame trailer, dude, when she's just firing at that target and she reloads real quick. I'm like, Black Widow, that's what I want.
Black Widow is gonna be awesome. The Black Widow movie is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for that. I love Natasha so much.
Yeah.
This is a question. Do you think her and Bruce are finally going to get together?
I don't like that relationship.
See, I've seen a lot of people say they don't like that relationship, but I feel like I'm one of the very few who actually does.
I'm not invested because like they never even really established that they were together. They're just like
they were like they had companionship a little bit. I think since they're both kind of broken people. Like it's because it's like
the only time it's really talked about is in Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron is where they put the biggest emphasis. I remember people were like, "Oh, they hated Joss Whedon for that." They were like, "Oh my god."
Oh no, I think that like I don't mind that they like tried it. I just don't think it's really executed that well.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about that relationship, to be honest, is the jokes that they use in Ragnarok for it.
Oh, what do you mean?
Just the whole like, "Hey, big guy, sun's getting
real
low." And he's just
that.
like walking around massaging. He's like, "Sun's getting real low." Like that's my
sun's getting low. Sun's getting low.
Yeah, it's like almost like Taika Waititi taking a shot at that whole thing. It's just like so funny.
I think it could still be okay. Like I think they hint at it in Infinity War,
but they didn't like. They did when he was like, "I think you look great" or whatever. I was like, boy, I'm like, were you just standing there the whole time just waiting to say that line? But then there was also something that they cut out of Infinity War where like Bruce was in one of the trailers, he's like working on the Hulkbuster.
The very first trailer, it shows them they're like looking at each other.
I think that would have been like, if they were going to continue that relationship thing, I think that would have been a really good thing to keep going with that.
Yeah, I can see it coming back, but it's like maybe it's a little at this point they're like a little over
Hulk
it.
might die in this movie.
Nah.
Or freaking maybe Natasha, or maybe all of them do, because like Black Widow's supposed to be in the past.
I just feel like if they killed her off, like then people wouldn't be as excited for the Black Widow movie because it'd just be like, she's already dead.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's fair. What were we? So
I was trying to think.
Winter Soldier is where we started.
Yeah. So my next favorite moment is when Bucky catches the shield, or Winter Soldier catches the shield.
Yeah,
I kind of find it to be
really
two different entities. It's just like boom.
Yeah.
There's just,
God, dude,
Winter Soldier, the entire movie is just a great moment.
Yeah, even to the very end.
Civil War.
I'm waiting to the end of the line. Oh God, dude.
We'll just move on to Civil War. Spider-Man,
obviously.
Like the Black Panther chase, like
that's really good too. But the third act, the whole third act is just like phenomenal.
Like the fight between Iron Man and Captain America, and like so good. Yeah, Civil War. Like those two movies, they don't have as much like great singular moments as they have just their entire movie is just one big
epic,
great moment.
Exactly.
Let's see.
What else do we have to get through? We got through Thor.
Got through the Hulk thing. Avengers 1 is just iconic. You know, all of them circling around.
You know what's so weird is I've been down on that movie lately.
Avengers 1?
Yeah.
You don't think it's as good?
I think Age of Ultron's better.
No.
I think if Age of Ultron came out in 2012, people would say it's better than that movie.
I mean, I'll say this. I think Avengers 1 is highly overrated, and I think so far Infinity War is hands down the best Avengers film.
Oh, easily.
But I will say I still love the first Avengers, and
I do too. I think I'm where you're at probably.
See, Age of Ultron it's
overrated.
Is on like the bottom 5 or 6 MCU.
I don't know why.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like I like all of the MCU movies, but it's just like one of those I'm just like, meh. Like
that's so funny.
I don't know. It's just like I think it could have been a lot better.
Like when I think about watching Avengers movies, I would rather watch that instead of the first.
The thing that annoys me with Age of Ultron is like it has this really ugly color palette that I hate.
Most of them do. Most of the movies do, I think.
No, well, what do you mean?
Like they all like look like the color palette is like basically like different variations of concrete. Like they're very like they're just very like washed out colors.
See, Age of Ultron, I was thinking it has this orange gradient. Like the entire movie just looks orange.
Well, a lot of it's like in other countries. You got Wakanda, or not Wakanda, Africa.
And then Sokovia.
And
then even Clint Barton's farm. They're all orange. Why are they all orange? It's like the movies in perpetual sunset mode.
I guess so.
Like if you compare it to Avengers
I honestly think up until like Guardians, most of the movies look bad. Like they just felt very washed out and bland. And then Guardians happened, and then Doctor Strange happened, and they like started introducing more colors.
I guess
and stuff like that. Even like the Winter Soldier, I think is probably one of the worst. Like when it comes to like it's over. There's too much light in when it's not nighttime, but I think there's an overusage of light, and there's no shadows. Like, it's just very, like, washed out.
I guess I could see that, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. Like, when I think about, like, because I actually went back, because I love the Winter Soldier, and Captain America Civil War also has that same problem. The Russos changed it up for Infinity War big time. You can tell the difference between their use of, like, colors and stuff. But I actually, like, took a bunch of stills one time, and I went in, like, Photoshop and just started, like, changing, like, the shadows and, like, and things like that, and started adding, like, more blues instead of, like, that washed out gray look and stuff like that. And I thought my stuff looked better because just, like, I like colors and I like shadows.
Yeah.
To add some depth to what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But
what do you think is the best looking MCU movie? Like, what has the best cinematography?
Endgame. I haven't even seen the movie, but I
really?
know it's going to be,
That's true. It does
the
have
colors
some great
are different.
cinematography.
The cinematography is different. Like, it's there's also a couple shots. Captain Marvel does not have good coloring at all, but there's a shot on the farm that was really good in that movie, or her friend's house, where it's kind of like a background, like it's kind of like a farm.
Okay.
There's a couple shots, like a sunset that's happening, that looked pretty good. But for the most part, there's not like one that sticks out to me. Other than, like, the Guardians movies, because they use a lot of color, and then Doctor Strange.
I think Volume 2 has probably some of the best cinematography.
Thor Ragnarok did a really good job, too, actually. Even on the scenes on Earth, they look a lot better than what you would get from other MCU movies.
Yeah, I mean, that could be attributed a bit to because they spend most of the time on Earth in Doctor Strange. Well, I mean, granted, they also go to the...
Did I say Doctor Strange?
No, I mean...
Thor Ragnarok.
You said Thor Ragnarok, but I mean, because Doctor Strange is in that movie.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of running out of favorite moments, I guess. Like, I know one of my favorite moments is definitely when Peter Parker lifts the rubble, and also Giant Man in Civil War.
Yeah,
is probably one of the greatest
really
moments for sure.
Too.
Let's see. I'm running.
What other movies came out? I'm trying to think.
What about Black Panther? What's your favorite moment in Black Panther?
Oh my god, dude. Okay, I love everything in Korea. Like the
That's
casino.
a great, yeah.
Love that chase scene, everything like that.
I
love him going to see his dad.
That's some great cinematography.
Yeah.
When he goes in is it the Ascendant plane? I believe is what it's called, or the Ancestral plane.
Ancestral one is, I think it's what it is.
It's when he's got all of his heirs and stuff. That was like really cool, seeing all the previous like Black Panthers, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
The opening CGI stuff was pretty cool too.
In Black Panther?
Yeah. I actually like that. It's just like that full CGI thing where it shows kind of the history of Wakanda. See,
yeah. Okay, yeah. That's really... I
wish Captain Marvel had a moment like that.
Dude, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Just some sort of like...
Something about the Kree and Skrull or whatever. Like,
then that would have solved the plot problem.
Yeah. I think that would have made the movie a bit better.
Yeah.
It would have made Captain Marvel...
it's almost like the Lord of the Rings. They have that, like...
That's true,
like, that really good,
I know people sometimes find that to be lazy, but I'm like...
No. I think at the beginning of the movie, it's really good. If you do it, like, somewhere in the middle where
it's like a character, they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
I'm getting so bored. Like, Hela does that in Thor Ragnarok a little bit, where she talks about, like, the past or whatever.
That's true.
Like, she kind of... But it's not that bad, but...
Yeah.
It's not that long, at least, but I think it makes films a little bit better, especially when there's something that's already happened before.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to explain, without having to give some dialogue in the middle of the movie to explain what the heck's going on.
What is your favorite moment in... Oh my gosh. Like the Ant-Man movies and stuff. Because I think there's some great stuff in there. Like,
I really like the first Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, I love
just
it.
the comedy is just like phenomenal.
Dude,
in that one.
Paul Rudd is a legend.
I love
him.
the whole thing where like Michael Pena is like, when he first picks him up in the van, he's talking about everything bad that happened to him.
Yeah.
He's like, and then my grandma died or something like that. He's like, but I got the van.
Dude, so Ant-Man is colossally underrated. Like, I feel like people just don't even acknowledge that movie. It's just like, it's so good. I mean, do you like it better than Captain Marvel? Like, I like it.
Oh,
okay,
easily.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was just making sure.
That's like a mid-tier movie for me.
Ant-Man?
Yeah. Probably like in the middle.
See, there's a lot of the movies, maybe it's just because I'm like... Maybe because I'm some racist white guy or whatever. I like all the people with all the movies.
I was just thinking that actually.
No, like I really like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man are two of my favorite MCU movies that are just, I feel, are super underrated. I love
I actually
Doctor
agree with
Strange.
you about that. Doctor Strange is like a top
Scott Derrickson is fantastic.
Like 6 or 7 for me, probably.
One
Doctor
character
Strange.
I can't wait to see more of in that movie is, in the sequel of that movie, and because I loved him, is Mordo. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
He's supposed to be in more of the villain.
Yes, because in the comics, he is the villain.
Yeah.
He's essentially like the Yellow Jacket to Ant-Man, or like the I don't know. Think of just some like generic equal, equal rival. Like the doppelganger.
Right.
But even then, it's like Mordo is like it'll be so interesting because I love that he wasn't a bad guy in the first movie. I'm like that's a great choice.
Another use of just great development for characters.
Yeah.
That's what I just want to see more. I want to see more of that. Like I like seeing characters like struggle and just like having their like human moments more than like look at this cool powerful thing that I can do. Like I like seeing characters.
I think Doctor Strange has one of the greatest character developments. Like
exactly.
you see, like
in one movie.
One movie for sure. Like, yeah, because I just like
that's what made him so great in Infinity War. I think
he's one of my favorite characters for sure. And
same.
like one of my favorite moments in Infinity War is when he hands the Time Stone over to Thanos.
Oh yeah,
you can still see the stars on his hand and they're shaking.
Yeah.
And did you ever notice also when he pulls the Time Stone
out of the stars,
it's a star and a star disappears.
Yes.
I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And my friend pointed
so
that out
clever.
to me.
Dude, that whole everything with Doctor Strange in that fight with
that's
Thanos
what I was about to say. One of my favorite moments, the fight where they have like almost like the Super Saiyan fight, whatever, where they're like throwing stuff
they're
at
just
one
going
another.
back and forth.
So good, dude. And like Doctor Strange like multiplying.
I think that's probably one of my favorite fight scenes in like the MCU.
They made Doctor Strange look awesome.
Everything that happened on Titan, I think, is a lot better than what happened on Wakanda. Wakanda is just very generic fighting, shooting.
Still though, Wakanda has some pretty awesome fight scenes, like Captain America, like fighting all of the.
It's
things.
cool, but when the things that were going on in Titan, I was like, any of these characters are going to die at any second.
Yeah.
And that's what made that Tony getting stabbed so impactful for me.
Last night when I was rewatching it, I was just thinking about the stuff like when we saw it in the theater, and I'm like, that might be like one of the best theater moments I've had, because like I remember everyone went.
I was like, he's dead.
We were like,
like just the look on his face, like
he was dead, but then like
I'm
but
gonna
then they
rewatch
totally
that tonight.
they said you have to.
Yeah,
it's just so good. And like then I remember girls were like actually crying in the theater when I remember I heard a girl go actually
possible.
weeping. Like I mean I shed tears when Spider-Man
I haven't cried
died.
for a movie in a long time.
I know you're just an emotionless bastard.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to think. The last movie that I kind of like felt like crying was this movie called End of Watch by David Ayer.
That's got
Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena. That was the last time I actually felt like kind of.
Speaking of this is just random because I know you love Jake Gyllenhaal. What's the movie that has him and Tobey Maguire in it?
Brothers.
Brothers. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it good?
Movie. Really good.
Who directed it?
Crap. I can't remember off the top of my
head.
Like
a female. Is it Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman's in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, great movie. It's like it doesn't. It's just watch it if you can.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
It's really good.
I don't know. I think I don't know. What are
we're at an hour and 20 minutes right now.
Okay,
so we could probably wrap everything up.
Yeah, I think we've talked long enough. But you know what? If you guys would do this, if you guys would just tweet at us your favorite MC, put in the comments and tweet us.
That's a great thing to do.
Just tweet, like, I would love to hear your responses, and like if we get some that like I didn't think about, I'd love to talk about them next week for sure.
We'll share our best ones. Yeah, leave it in the comments or tweet at us, or just like or DM either one of us if you have some that you want to share, and then we'll talk about it on the next episode. Maybe
because there's so many great moments that I'm sure that I'm blanking on. It's just like I have to go through these entire movies in my head.
When you start playing it out, you're like, oh my god,
that's great. And that was the same thing. That was the thing with Winter Soldier and Civil War. It was like there's so many things like you just love about those movies.
Exactly. That's why they're top tier Marvel movies
for sure.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode and really helping us carry on this show. It's so cool that we have almost 100 listeners per episode. Shout out to all of our SoundCloud listeners, dude. Yeah. They're like carrying our podcast. Don't know where you're coming from or anything, but thank you guys for listening on there if you are listening on SoundCloud. Also follow us at comicblast_ on Twitter. I've been like considering maybe getting an Instagram account running for us. I don't know. So if that's something that you guys would
already
want,
have one?
we do, but like we don't use it.
Okay.
Like the actual Comic Blast, Instagram.
Yeah.
There is one. Maybe we could do something with that. I'm not sure. Just let us know if you would be interested in.
Yeah, for sure. Please let us know.
And then our personal Twitters are linked in the description, or you can just go to the Comic Blast Twitter and you'll find us in the bio on that. Definitely follow us because you're on there quite a bit. You're interactive.
I tweet. I mean, if people talk to me, I respond to them and stuff. So I love to talk to people. Like,
cool. Everybody go follow Grayson.
Yeah, do it.
Or else we're quitting.
Or we're gonna stop.
All right.
Turkey.
Yeah, that pretty much ends this episode. Anything else you want to add before we close it out?
Endgame is so close. We got about a month, a month and 9 days, something like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited.
We're getting ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready, man.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode, and we will catch you on next week's episode.
All right, see you guys in the next episode.